Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be caught in the web of the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the web of the narcissist, we are now figuring out what that is. That is a very, very daunting place to be. I was there for quite a period of time. My hope is you weren't there. But if you were, my hope is that you're out of it and you're healing. But when you're caught up in the web of the narcissist, first of all, you do not know what narcissism was or is. You weren't taught this in school. Second of all, you're believing in the mask of the narcissist. You're believing in the words that they are communicating with you. You're believing that they're going to keep their word. You are believing that they have your best interest at heart. You're believing that they are like-minded with you. What you are doing when you are in a relationship with the narcissist and you are existing in the narcissistic fog, that is when you are in the web of the narcissist. What you're doing is you're trying to figure out how you got there, why things keep going wrong, why there is so much drama surrounding you, the narcissist, and your life. How you can continue to keep putting the fires out that the narcissist is starting, although when you're in it, you do not know that the narcissist is creating all of the fires, that they're creating all the drama and the manipulation. Because again, you were naive, you were tricked and trapped, and you were existing in that narcissistic fog. But when you're in it, you can't see it. I've mentioned that hundreds of times during videos. When you are in the narcissistic fog, for this video, when you're in the web of the narcissist, you believe that the narcissist is your best friend. You believe they have your best interest at heart. You believe in anything that they're telling you. Because this is how the narcissist places people in the trauma bond. This is how they keep people stuck in the devaluation stage. What they do is they sink their dirty fangs into people, whether it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, colleague, neighbor, coworker, person in community or hobby group you're a part of. Maybe you were born into the narcissistic family, who knows? But once they figure out who you are and what makes you tick, and specifically if you have a high level of empathy, they will look to target you. Now, this does not matter if the narcissist already has supply or if they're looking to groom new supply. The narcissist looks for unsuspecting people or people who haven't healed, and they look for empaths. They look for people who want to do the right thing, who are high value, who are great contributors to society, maybe through their job or maybe through the organizations or communities that they donate their time to or energy. This is what the narcissist wants. They want to take, and when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. We are now learning this. We are now becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And we understand when we were in that web of the narcissist, it was not a place that we wanted to be. Because the person that we believed had our best interest at heart and was trying to help us was the person who was laying on that gas pedal of abuse. And they were manipulating us. And they had us being or becoming the unpaid helper or the walking apology, or we were the sounding board. We were the person who put our lives on hold to the betterment of the narcissist. And we placed them high up on a pedestal. And we did not know anything other than what the narcissist was telling us. Now, did we see red flags along the way? And did we not pay attention to our instincts and our intuition? Yes, yes, and yes. We did see red flags. But when you're in it, again, you ignore the red flags until when? Until you don't. Until that relationship breaks. And each and every relationship with a narcissist, it will break. It's just a matter of time. Will the narcissist have the new supply groomed and lined up so they can insert them back into their life, or insert them into their life, I should say, while they discard you? Maybe. Or maybe you wise up and you get super strong and you realize, hey, I can't do this one more day. And you put up a boundary, or you call out the narcissist and you ask them, example, hey, where's all the money going that I'm working for? Or where's all the money going that I'm earning? What's going on here? It seems that we keep going deeper and deeper into debt, and you're spending more and more money on the credit cards, and I'm making a lot of money, I'm doing well, but I don't see where it's going. And then the narcissist, what would they do? Well, they're going to either try to get you off the scent of them financially abusing you by saying, oh no, remember we did this, this, and this. We overspent last couple months. Remember we had challenging times. We had to send money to my family, etc. We had to pay these things. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, I guess that's right. See, you're believing in the narcissist. That's one thing. Or the next thing they would do is they'd be saying to themselves, wait a minute, this person's catching on, they're wising up. I really better figure out how to financially abuse them a little bit less and begin to ramp up the grooming of the new supply. But this is what happens. This is how the cycle goes around and around and around. It's a narcissistic, abusive cycle. And the cycle, for the people that are new in the community, and perhaps this is your first video ever consuming, the cycle goes love bomb / euphoric stage when you believe everything is too good to be true. Why? Because it was too good to be true, or it is too good to be true. The second stage is the devaluation stage, when you are existing in the web of manipulation. You are existing in the narcissistic fog, and you're working for the narcissist. You're doing anything you can to keep that relationship together, despite the fact that the narcissist is trying to break it, or they're testing you and the relationship. And the third part is the ending of the relationship, whether you were discarded or you ended it yourself. Either way, my heart goes out to you. And the fourth part at times is a Hoover. It's when the narcissist is trying to suck you back into the relationship for a period of time, which may be a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, the rest of your life, or they are trying to test to see if you've healed and to see if you have gotten the message and blocked them and gone no contact, etc. But any way you look at it, the cycle is a loop. It just keeps going around and around. The point is you were in that cycle multiple times. You see, when you were in that relationship, you had mini cycles within the big cycle. That isn't really talked about that often, but it's true. It's not just one big cycle. It's usually a bigger cycle that you were a part of, but in there are mini discards, mini love bombs, mini devaluations, and maxi devaluations, I should say. But all these things happen, and that's when you understand that being in the web of the narcissist is not a place to be. Remember, when you are vulnerable and you're believing that the one person that you are putting all of your energy, or most of your energy, into is the person that is really serving you and they have your best interest at heart, and they don't, that is not a good spot to be in. It is a very challenging spot to be in, to say the least. And then usually what happens, how these relationships end most times, although not always, is when the person, i.e. yours or my resources, become so depleted or defunct or deficient that the narcissist sizes you up and they look and say, oh, okay, well, this person's health is ailing. They're not doing too well there. Their finances are now really decimated. They now have a mountain of credit card debt, and they never had anything other than great health. They always had a good bank account, and they never had credit cards before. But now all three of those things have gone the other way. And also their network of friends is now not around them. Their support system isn't really around them that much longer, or that much, because I've driven a wedge between them and anything that mattered to them because of the smear campaign. And then the narcissist looks around and says, what else can I take from them? I've taken virtually everything: their time, their money, their empathy, their love, their finances. I've taken their network of friends, their status. I've taken their clarity. What else can I take? There's really not much to take. I think it's time to discard this person. I think it's time to insert the new supply, the person I've been grooming right behind their back for a period of time. And that's what I'll do. Oh, will I discard them today? Probably not. Why? Because there's no pivotal day today. In other words, there's no holiday, or there's no birthday coming up. There's no special event happening. Oh, but you know what? Next month there's a holiday, and next month it coincides with this person's birthday. That'll be a nice double whammy. I'll play in the discard for around then. And what will I do? Up until that discard, I'll act like everything's going great, it's going swimmingly, and I'll keep them believing in the mask. And then right around their birthday, i.e. or the holiday, I will discard them, and maybe they will come home and I'll have all my gear removed from their house. Or maybe I'll just drop them a note saying, I no longer want to be a part of this relationship, or whatever they would say. Or they would blame you, or they would just disappear and you would be wondering where they were, but they're off with the new supply. You see, all of these relationships end, and the narcissist does know what they're doing. They know what they're doing when they entered the relationship with you. They knew what they were doing when you were in the web of manipulation where they placed you. And they knew exactly when that relationship was going to break. Now, did they timeline it, exact year and date? Probably not, but possibly. But they probably knew about what time they wanted to end that relationship. Meaning, let's say the children, if you shared children with the narcissist, they probably were thinking of discarding you or ending it about the time the kids graduated high school or university. Or let's say that you didn't have kids. Well, as soon as you lost your job and your health took a hit and you were paying credit card debt up to your eyeballs, that's a good time to end this relationship and to go on to a new supply. You see, the narcissist is always looking to place people in the web. The narcissist wants to keep people trapped in the fog. The narcissist does not want people to see the light of day. The narcissist does not want people to heal. The narcissist does not want people to see behind the mask. The narcissists themselves do not want to introspect and be accountable. The narcissist believes that they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and with whomever they want. And pro tip, really understand this one. The narcissist many times believe that they own you. Now, they do not own you. Play that again. They do not own you. Not even close. But when you were in that relationship, that's kind of how it felt, because you were subservient to them and you were doing whatever they wanted you to do. And post-relationship, no matter how it ended, they still believe that they got you once, that they can get you again. That is why you must, and I repeat, must go no contact. Block these people, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, if not now, when. And remember also that the narcissist is a shapeshifter. They can come at you in any form, in any shape, and they can come at you in any type of relationship, meaning the narcissist can come at you from a potential romantic relationship. The narcissist can be your mom or dad, can be your brother, sister, can be a coworker or a colleague. It can be a person who was there for you when you were vulnerable, when you were getting out of the narcissistic relationship, and that person came in under cloak and dagger like a wolf in sheep's clothing, and they were befriending you or saying how much they want to be there for you, and they're here to support you through your tough times. And what happens then? At times, those people turn out to be narcissists themselves, because they smell blood in the water. They see that you're vulnerable and you leaned on them perhaps for a period of time, and they captured you, or they tried to really get close to you when you were vulnerable. Example, let's say that your spouse died, or let's say that your relationship ended, or let's say that you just relocated or just went into business or started a new class or something. Well, the narcissist would know this, and they would know because they got to know you, and they would say, oh, this one's really vulnerable. They don't know where they are. It's a new environment for them. They just lost their support system. I'll come in and I'll swoop in and act like I am a kind, loving, stable person. I will assimilate myself with them, and I'll act like I actually care, and I have a big heart, and I have a lot of empathy. And actually what I'll do is I'll start going to church and letting people know, or specifically the target, that yeah, I'm a religious person, and that I understand so much, and I assimilate myself so much with them. And then what will happen? Once I get that person where I want them, I'm acting like I'm the narcissist, but believe me, I'm not one. Once I get that person to really tell me a whole lot about them and to get them to trust me, that's when I will really begin to pull back, because I now have them captured and trapped. Where? In that web, in the web of the narcissist. These webs are all around you. They've always been all around you. And my hope is you've never, ever been captured in a web of manipulation by the narcissist or in a narcissistic relationship. But more and more people right now on the planet in this year are becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and they understand that the narcissist relationship, it doesn't just have to be a romantic relationship, or it doesn't just have to be someone else's story. It can be you. It can be your sibling. It can be your neighbor. It can be anybody that you've known from the past, or anybody that you will meet in the future. That's why you need to understand these webs are everywhere. Now, again, I'm not a doom and gloom person. I am not saying that you should walk around the planet looking for narcissists. That's not what I do, and I really suggest that you don't do that either. I'm saying you should have boundaries in place. You should know to not overshare. You should know that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And you should know that there are challenging and toxic people out there that do not have your best interest at heart, and the narcissist is at the top of that list. Once you get the wisdom, once you apply the tools, once you couple your experience with the education, you're transformed forever. You're a new person. You're the strongest, most galvanized version of yourself known to humankind, because you have picked yourself up by the bootstraps. You have dusted yourself off, and you've healed, or you are healing, and you are reaching or working towards arriving at that pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time. We are waiting for you. There are so many people that I've helped reach the pinnacle of indifference. We are up there waiting for you. We are reaching our hands down to help pull you up. And there is so much room for you. We are waiting, and we are trying our best to keep our cups full and to help you out. But the whole point is there's only room for people like you. There's no room at all for the narcissist, because the narcissist can't elevate or ascend. The only thing the narcissist can do is throw more webs out there and see who falls into them and gets stuck and trapped in them. The narcissist is doomed to exist in the narcissistic fog of their own version of the narcissistic fog, or the narcissistic cycle is what I meant to say. And they are vibrating on a lower vibrational state, which is lower than your shoe. That's where they will always vibrate. They cannot elevate, they cannot rise higher without stealing other people's beautiful, bright, shining light. And that's what the narcissist did with you, and that's what they're doing right now with somebody else. But remember, not all sources of supply are built equal. If you are an empath or a kind, loving, stable, healthy person, The narcissist really did their best to extend the relationship with you till they got whatever they wanted. And then, of course, that relationship broke. It ended. But that's what they're trying to do with the new supply. But remember, the new supply is one of three people. They're either a toxic, narcissistic individual themselves or a toxic person. They're a recycled source of supply, or they're somebody who doesn't know what narcissism is and they're naive and they don't know that there is a culprit out there, i.e. a predator, who's going to try and get in a relationship with them. Unfortunately, that was you, and that was certainly me, the latter one. But now we understand, we get the wisdom. Now we don't overshare, now we have boundaries. Now we can say no, the strongest word in the English language. And remember, when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. But the web that the narcissist casts, every day the narcissist is spinning that web. They're spinning it by gaslighting, by triangulation, by the smear campaign, by mirroring, by projection, by texting, by ghosting people, by love bombing people, by pulling away from people, by withdrawing from people, by isolating people, by threatening people. The narcissist needs the unpaid helper. The narcissist needs extensions of themselves to do things for them. If the narcissist could clone themselves, they would do it, but they can't. So what do? They get people stuck in that web. They get people trapped in the narcissistic fog, doing whatever they want, doing the bidding for them. That's why nobody, and I mean nobody, is immune to the narcissistic abusive cycle. Not the flying monkeys, not the enablers, not the narcissist's immediate family members, not their colleagues, coworkers, neighbors, or people in communities that they're a part of. Because the narcissist needs to regulate themselves, and all it takes is a waiter in a restaurant to put 3 ice cubes in their drink when they only wanted 2, and boom, rage fit city, and now everyone's dinner at the restaurant is blown up. Why? Because the narcissist cast the web, and they're seeing what would happen, and they're just waiting for something, a tiny little thing, to teeter. And maybe it was the ice cubes in the drink, and then they decided to blow up that night. Or maybe it was the other one that happens so frequently, triangulation with the waiter. You're having a romantic dinner, or so you think, with the narcissist, but you didn't know they were a narcissist back then, and you're excited about going to your favorite restaurant. Or usually it would be the narcissist restaurant because you couldn't get your restaurant, but you would be going out and you'd be excited. And then what would happen? Well, a couple things came before you did. First of all, you would be driving them to the restaurant. Second of all, you would be paying. Third of all, you would be belittled for your driving ability or lack thereof. Fourth of all, you would be sitting and you would be watching the narcissist triangulate you with them. Fourth or fifth, whatever number I'm on, they would be on one of the 3 smartphones, getting supply right in front of you, invalidating you, devaluing you. And number 6 or 7, whatever I'm on, they wouldn't be having an intelligent conversation with you. Why? Because the narcissist is dull and boring. There's nothing to them. They can't carry an intelligent conversation. All they can do is mimic back words that they've regurgitated or heard from other people. You see, there's no originality in the narcissist. They must take. That's what they do. And triangulation, as you know by now, or you should know, it's my least favorite thing these people do. They are masters of it with people that do exist or perhaps never even existed. That is why this specific abusive technique, triangulation, is my least favorite, because when you've given your heart to somebody and you can actually have the ability to fall in love with somebody, which is what you can, and I certainly can, and the other person can't, but they acted like they could, and now they're throwing fake people into the relationship, people that may or may not have even existed on planes or on trips, etc. Or maybe it is a real live waiter at a wait staff or a waitress. When this happens, it makes you feel so less than, and it's meant to devalue you. And then what do you do on the car ride home? Then you say, hey, what was that? You were giving the waiter or waitress a little too much attention. What was going on there? And then they look at you and say, you're so insecure. What is your problem? You need help. Go get help. Nobody likes you. Your own mom told me I shouldn't have married you. What's your problem? I can't believe you're doing this again. You just ruined the night. They say things like that. That's why you're trained and taught when you're in these relationships to be quiet, to be silenced. But again, post-relationship, once we find the needle in a haystack and we heal, or we have healed, then we have a voice. And now we can see behind the mask, and we understand that these people are not only toxic and challenging, but all of the toxicity is in their tiny little pea brain. It's in their feeble little mind. And the cycle will go on, and they are in the middle of it. You are out of it, or my hope is you are either out or getting out of it. But understand, when you're in the web of the narcissist, it's not a good place to be. It is a very, very challenging and daunting place to be, because you don't know how you got there. You know you need to get out, but you don't know how to do it. And that person is keeping you trapped as long as they can, and they're slowly bleeding you dry of all of your resources. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you all. And I will talk to you tomorrow. And I will share a couple things with you before I close the video. Remember, The web of the narcissist, there are hundreds of webs that they created, hundreds. And all the ghosts in the closet of the narcissist one day will come back to roost, and they will come back, and they will come back to haunt the narcissist. Now, again, I am not a person who wishes ill will on anybody. I never have, and I'm not going to start now. But what I'm saying is when you divide people's relationships and you blow up people's relationships and you divide wedges between people and their hobbies, people and their jobs, people and their status, people and their health, people and their money, people and their relationships, something is going to catch up with you eventually. You cannot go through life doing this and not think that something is going to come back to get you. And why I'm saying get you, what I mean is, think about this before I close the video. Every night before you go to bed, you put your head on the pillow and you go to sleep, and some nights you may have a little challenging times, but the further you get away from the narcissistic relationship, believe me, it's going to get a lot better for you. But the point being is, you will think about how you contributed to the betterment of humanity. You think about what you did that day to increase the humanity element on the planet. In other words, what you did to build people up or to help people in your community. That's not what the narcissist does. What they do is they try to burn themselves out on one of their 3 smartphones, on dating apps and social media apps, and they try to keep busy, busy, busy. So when they go to bed, they don't have to think about all the destruction and devastation and all the manipulation that they've created and all the wedges they've driven between people and anything that matters to them. They don't want to have to face that music, but they do it at times. I'm not saying they do it every day, but they do it at times. They really have to introspect and say, wait, I went too far this time. My own kids won't talk to me. I just got fired from my job because these people know who I am now. I just got divorced for the 7th time because I can't keep a healthy relationship, and I've been the person that's blown up every marriage I've had. You see, the narcissist, they're a ticking time bomb, and they know it, and I know it, and you know it. And they do not have 1 minute of peace in their tiny little brain. It's all confusion and chaos and manipulation. It's all distraction. It's all look over here, and I'm going to do this. It's all, I'm going to tell you A, B, and C, and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. That is why the path is to go no contact and block these people. Live in the present moment, take the lifelong learning lessons from the past, and certainly do not predict the future. The path is to live in the present moment and get out of that web of the narcissist. I love you all. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye-bye.